Hello, everybody. How are you? It worked today. Happy Thanksgiving. You know what? Thank you for mentioning that because I've been so busy that I forgot Thanksgiving's coming up. But we've got a 20-pound turkey for just Mark and I. But you know what? I'm doing my bit to support our farmers. Because one thing they're worried about is if everyone stays home, are they going to bother to do a turkey? And they've got all these turkeys ready for your home. So that their turkeys are going to be your guest of honor. We just won't tell the turkeys what condition they'll be in as your guest of honor. But hello, oh my gosh. Susan Smith popped in to say hello. Hi, hon. Oh, gosh, now I'm getting emotional here. I can't afford to get emotional right now. But wow, so good to see Susan. So, anyway, oh, wow, look at all everybody that's here. Marcia, Deborah Donnell, good to see you. Jody, yay. Marcia Florum is here. Kathy Klein, Linda. Linda's so generous with her tutorials and her projects, and we love having that. So it was nice to see Susan pop in and say hello. Ah, look, Sarah's here, quilting for the soul. Hello, sweetheart. How's that new baby in the house? How is that new baby in the house? Oh, this is great. Well, as usual, do you see my Grinch? I thought I would have him kind of be the headliner today because that I did that quilt at a block of the month. Oh, I'm glad she's so good. And hopefully the grandson doesn't have his nose out of joint that there's a new baby in the house. But you're a dear soul for raising those babies. Oh my gosh, Jamie's Crafty World is here. How wonderful. Say hi to Crystal for us. Oh, that's exciting to see her. Yeah, Thanksgiving is coming up. And believe it or not, I told Mark we're doing the traditional meal. So we're going to do some dressing and turkey and gravy and mashed potatoes with Yukon Gold because, oh my gosh, he made those for me when I wasn't feeling well. And I'll remember to this day how good they were. So I said, we got to make sure to have Yukon Gold potatoes because I want some more mashed potatoes. But I'm going to make a sweet potato pie, and we're going to have pumpkin pie. And he wanted a can of cranberry. We're just going to serve it like that. I'm even going to make, is it Watergate salad? No, or is it the other one, where you use the pistachio pudding and the little, oh, thank you, the little mini marshmallows and walnuts and stuff. So that's going to be fine. Oh, hi. Hello, my Crystal. It's so good that you're here. So, oh, and Cheryl Hogan's grandson is there. Yay. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that's terrific. Well, I've been a busy girl this week. Very busy. And I've got so many things to show you. And I was hoping, it's so funny. I make everything and then hope I have enough time to finish it. And I don't always finish it, but it just leaves more. Oh, and I'll tell you too, the Dr. Zeus behind me. I was doing a block of the month at a local quilt shop. This was like 3 years ago. And it had all the colors of Christmas. And then they got in the store, the Dr. Zeus, the Grinch panels. Well, I knew then what I was doing with the blocks. And so I got a panel for the Grinch. Yes, isn't that good? Hi, Susan, sweetie. So, it's so good to see her. We have missed her horribly, but we don't want to rush her because she's so dear. And sometimes you just need to tell the world to stop, let you off until you can deal with what you have to deal with. But anyway, and then there was another panel that had those circly things. And so I and machine appliquing those on. I need to get it quilted because it's really, I love, love, love the Grinch. Okay, I got a story. And I have some Grinch fabric for the background. I mean, for the backing. So I can't wait. But I have a story about the Grinch. Okay. Well, I may or may not have told some of you, but I had a rough childhood. And I have a problem with people who kind of come on strong. I tend to be a little timid. I back away, That's a little tough for Deb. So I went to this workshop to deal with some of the pain from the past. And they told us to bring a stuffed animal that made us feel comforted. So I brought my Grinch stuffed animal. I love the Grinch. I've always loved Boris Karloff and the Grinch. I've always loved it. And so I was sitting there holding that Grinch, and they were talking about what is a problem you're having in your life right now. And this was years ago. And whoops, I'm trying to put my necklace where you can see it. But anyway, I guess I need to, it's so cute. It's this little fish, enameled fish, and I think it's so cute. But anyway, so I said, well, this man, that I'm dating, he's really a nice man, but sometimes he intimidates me. And she said, well, why? I said, well, sometimes he's grouchy and that scares me and I don't know how to handle it. She goes, really? And I was saying, yeah. And I tend to get scared when people get grouchy or angry at me. And she said, show us your stuffed animal. So I showed her my Grinch. And she said, and why did you choose the Grinch? Why do you love the Grinch? And I said, because he knows who he is and what he wants. And yeah, he's grouchy, but he's got a heart of gold. And about that time, it dawned on me what she was doing. And I went, oh, okay, I got it. And it just opened up a new way to look at who is now my Mark, who y'all know how attached I am to him. And so there it is. There it is. So that's my Grinch story. And it's actually a very cute story. So I learned something that day. And I got thinking about it. The people I've worked for in the past that I liked the most, to some people seemed grouchy, but they were very direct. And I always knew where I stood, which is a wonderful thing when you come from a chaotic background. You feel safe when you know where you stand. So anyway, that's my Grinch story. So now I celebrate the Grinch. I've got Grinch ornaments. I mean, I love the Grinch. So anyway, I can't believe all who is here. And you know what? I know who everybody has missed. Oh, Diane 57 is here. But can you see who everybody has missed? She is the heart of this group, let me tell you. So I'll start out by showing you this. Every time I start an event with you guys, I get hiccups, and I think I swallow a lot of air. I think it's a little bit of my nerves. But anyway, I made this ornament for our group. Ah, Adele is here. Angela, Adele, hello, hon. And of course, our Nadine is here. Love our Nadine. In fact, Nadine, I have that bumper sticker for you. It's already envelope made out. Just like I have something to send to Susan, I just have to figure out how to get it to the post office safely because our COVID's out of control. So I think I'm going to sign up for something online where you can print out a postage thing and put it on there. And then that way I can put it in my mailbox. But I just have to get it going. But anyway, Bonnie had sent me the sticker of this flamingo a while back. So I put some snowflakes. And of course, you see what color I made it because the wall color, I love this turquoise or aqua. And then on the back, it says, now let me see if I can get it so you can see it. On the back, it says, Our Time to Quilt. So this is our group ornament that I made for all of us. I wish I could send you each one, but we'll just have to share this one. So this is our Time to Quilt ornament. And it was so easy. It's a clear ball. I put the color paint inside, rolled it around, let it dry for a few days. And then I just did the stick-on, I did the stick-on rhinestones and a couple stickers and the flamingo himself. So easy, easy, easy. The writing was done. Let me tell you something. I know what I'm going to put on my Christmas wish list. And that is, I am going to ask Santa to bring me some more of these Dynaflow. I shouldn't call them Dynaflow. They're by Jacquard, and they're Lumiere, and I got them because Dynaflow makes that dye that you can use to paint and drop, and you can get the little sampler bottles. I love these little sampler bottles because they act as an applicator too. So these metallic Lumiere by Jacquard, I think you can get them for $13 or $15, like on Amazon or maybe even at your craft store. But I love these things. They have done the inside of some of my balls. Like, look at this ornament. That is with this, putting drops of this in and letting it go around and coat the inside of the ball and then dye. And they have done on others where I've done the little dot painting, I've used those to add a second color. So sure. This is by Jacquard, and it's called Lumiere, Lumiere. And whoops, come on. I'm waiting for the camera to go into focus. But it's by Jacquard. And you see my Grinchy. I love my Grinchy. So anyway, they come in a lot of different, these are the metallic version. And they act as more of a paint, but they can be thinned a little bit to use as a dye, a point of contact dye. You can't dye a whole piece of fabric with them. But I love these, and I'm going to make sure I get another pack. Santa knows I've been good. So, but anyway, and you know that last week we did, it's a perfect gift for a quilter or a sewer, seamstress, and I just took and glued buttons on an inexpensive plastic ornament. That was easy. And then you remember that I did this snowman and used some trim and puff balls for his earmuffs, did a little scarf on him, and I made the nose and the eyes out of polymer clay. That's easy, and you bake it, and that's easy. Do you remember also we did a melted snowman? So I put some white and light blue paint, and oh, that's a good one, Nadine. You know, not only does she speak our language besides her own native German, she does puns in that language. That's pretty impressive, Nadine. That is pretty impressive. And then here is a melted snowman where I put some light blue and white paint in, just swirled them a little bit, let it dry. And see the swirl at the top? That's because while putting the paint in, it kind of got on the inside. I used my finger to try to wipe it out, but it ended up looking, you know that show, Frosty the Snowman, you remember the snow kind of swirling in that because they were trying to bring him back to life? That ended up looking like it. So I left it. I thought, oh, that's too cool. That adds nice touch. But anyway, so anyway, I put in some sticks I found outside and a carrot nose and some eyes that I made out of polymer clay too. And what I eventually want is to put a little scarf, try to find something that would make a good little scarf in there. So they're not fully done, but I got these most of the way done. I made these great little hats that I had wanted to put in the melted snowman ball. There's a problem. When you bake the polymer clay, you have to make sure it fits in the ball first. So I put the hats on this. And you love that melted snowman. Hi, Michelle the quilter. And so I've got these two that I just need to do the ribbon and the scarf, but they're coming along. I have been a very busy girl. Now, last week too, I showed you how to take the little spools and to put the fabric. Oh, Angelina fibers for the scarf. Wouldn't that be pretty? Woo! Woo, woo, woo. And so I made this using little wooden ornaments, wrapping them with a little fabric, and then gluing these together because my friend Anne had made one for me years ago that I love. Remember I told you that she also made me a snowman out of wooden spools, thread spools? Well, here, let me get it to... Here is the snowman she made me. Isn't that cute? So you just take glue and fake snow and kind of glob it on, paint them white, of course, first, then put the globby snow on it. Then just take your markers and do the eyes and nose. And then she ran a strip of fabric up through, and that becomes the hanger. So isn't that cute? I love ideas. I love ideas like this. You got a new cutting mat. Yay. Oh, hi, Vicki Lemire. Good to see you. So, yeah, that wooden spool. Yes, I'm glad you love it. And it's so easy because, you can find little wooden spools anywhere. And depending on what size spool you use, depends on what size the ornament is. So I keep all that stuff up all year round. Now, do you remember that I did the ornament? I talked about the open-sided ornament, and I took the air-dry clay. I have a bucket over here. I'll show you. But I took the air-dry clay and made a snowy little area to go in the bottom of the ball to put the trees and the caroler on. And I made the back a little higher so you'd easily be able to see, have a little interest, in elevation inside the ball. Well, remember how I told you how much I love these Lumiere dies. And I took this color, which is the blue halo blue gold, and a paintbrush. I found that after this air dry clay dried, it fell out because, it shrunk and fell out, which was good because then once that fell out, I was able to take and put some of this Halo Lumiere by Jacquard. I put some of that in there, and I wanted to keep it translucent, so I used a paintbrush and brushed it around. I don't know how you feel about the translucent, but I think it adds something. And the good thing that I love is when I put this on the tree, the light bulbs, any light bulbs near it on the tree will shine it inside. And I could even tape one on it to make sure it shines inside. So there, and then I took, after I glued that back in, then I took and put white paint and glue on it and glitter to give it the snow. Then I put a few little dots, let little bit of glitter go up on it and a few dots to act like snowflakes. Then on the outer rim, I did glue first, and where it faded too much, I did paint and then put the glitter around the outside. So this just needs a ribbon and this is done, but I kind of like the translucent look of that. So I'm pleased with this one. All right. Because you never know. I do things. I tell y'all when I do things and don't like them. You remember I did this where I just took odd shapes of fabric about so big and just glued them on with white glue and a paintbrush and smoothed them down and then put a ribbon. And what I like is I hot glued the ribbon down so it stays in that position all the time. So, because once I get it just the way I like, I don't want to mess with it. Now, this one's kind of a fail, but I had these, they're called, the technical name is nonpareils, and it's that little candy stuff you drop on things, sprinkles and stuff. Well, these are kind of big sprinkles. Oh, that's a good idea, Susan. I didn't think about Mod Podge. Well, I tried to use these because I thought, oh, that'd be cool. So I put glue, and first I used tacky glue, thinking it would be less runny and maybe they wouldn't bleed. Well, they bled. And you know what happened? And they continued to bleed. First, I thought, well, maybe they'll be pretty colors. Because what I wanted them to look like is I wanted them to look like what they look like in a bottle when you buy them. So then I thought, well, I'll leave a front window open because this is not real pretty. Well, even with the front window open, I used some Elmer's glue because my tacky glue had kind of gotten too thick to roll around. Well, the water in the Elmer's glue really did a number. And so this is a fail. So as much as I want to like it, and I don't know, I wanted to turn it into like a gumball machine. Yeah, oh, that's Susan, that was it. Yeah. And but I don't know. But I don't like that edge of it. I think if anything, I just like the inside edge. But I'll kind of keep working on that idea because I'm not sure that I'm happy with it yet. So then I am doing these dot paintings. I don't know if you've seen them. They're all the rage out there. And I looked for how can I make ornaments. This, I wish now I hadn't used this yellow. This is a little bit of a bright yellow. But I wanted to do a yellow, and this was the yellow I had handy, and I should have gone and looked for a lighter one, but I thought, oh, it'll be okay. I wanted to do a yellow ornament for my daughter, Becky. And so now I'm into this dot painting. And the first dot painting I did, I showed you Monday night, was this one. And it's so easy to do. And by doing dots, you're less likely to make mistakes because they're just little dots. And let me show you, oops, let me get my, what did I do with my little paint bottle? I haven't yet tried, I don't know what I did with my paint bottle, but I haven't yet tried these paint pens, but they may be something interesting. Here it is. I found that I had bought two of these little, I think they call them needle-tipped bottles. They're wonderful. I put white paint in this one, and it's so easy to just, and sometimes, you get a bigger dot if you give it a little bit of a squeeze, and a small dot if the paint's flowing and you just barely touch it. And so I'm having so much fun. So I've done these two. I've done this one, and I put some of a gold paint color on this. I'm not sure what I think of it, but this is supposed to be like a big snowflake. Then this is for my daughter-in-law. She loves purple. And here is hers. And it's pretty easy to do. Oh, you got your brother's sewing machines fixed. Hi, Mary's there. Hi. So let me see. I've got a few more because I've gone crazy about this now. And I'm going to have to do one more show on Christmas ornaments because I've got a couple more to show you. Anyway, do y'all remember I worked on this last week? And this is a big snowflake. And the metallic ball was done clear ball, putting that Lumiere paint by Jacquard inside, letting it dry. And then I don't know if I showed y'all this one, but I'm having a whole lot of fun. I think though, one good thing to let you know when you do the dot paint, I just use acrylic paint, and the little bottles are really important because that needle, I know like Hobby Lobby, you can get 2 of those little needle bottles for $1.99. I looked before I talked to you. You can go on Amazon and get 24 for $8.99. So, but it's this little needle, they call it needle top or something bottle. And they're so easy that some people say, oh, you've got to wash them out and wash them out. I haven't washed this out since I loaded it. Let's say, usually you just have to wipe off the tip and you can start painting with it again. But if it gets too stopped up, I just take my thin sewing pin. Hold on, I don't have my glasses on, so let me get this. But I just stick it in the very end. I think I have to put my glasses on. Okay. Lately, my eyes, since surgery, my eyes have been different. I don't see as well distance, but I see better up close. So you would just take and put that in, unstop it, and you're ready to paint some more. So yeah, Thanksgiving is this Thursday. Oh, that's right. You're telling Nadine. And yeah, for Canadians, any Canadians we have here, that was Thanksgiving, I think, was in July. But anyway, so that's how I did this. And then I put a few of the halo blue on this too to try to do different colors. So I think now I've shown you. This is one waiting for some dot to dot design. And so that one's waiting for it. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness, 7 of them. So it's a technique that I like, and it's easy. And the main thing is get an acrylic paint that's not too runny. Because, you know how I like to tell y'all. Okay, hold on just a second. Yes, I'm going to show you what do I do if I make a mistake. Because you know I make mistakes. Okay, let me get these out of the way because I don't want them to fall and crack the paint off. And I think I'm going to take a can. I think I'm going to take a can of acrylic spray and seal them because I'm going to show you why. All right. Okay. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Pink. Oh, come on. All right. All right. So here's this up close. You get to see. Okay. Now, let's say you make a mistake. This side has a lot of mistakes. So you take a wooden toothpick. It's this easy. You take a wooden toothpick, and I don't know why, but the wood works great. It kind of grips the plastic on the ball, and you scrape. So you saw all the messy lines where my hand hadn't been very steady. You just you come in here with the wooden toothpick, and you scrape. And the line got too wide. Like up here is a mess. You just carefully clean it off like that. Here it got too wide. So you carefully, but the wooden toothpick doesn't hurt anything, and it grips the plastic enough to get the excess paint. Like here, the circle wasn't good and round. Here, it's too big, so I'm just going to chip away a little bit at it. And you can come in and clean up your lines. So do you see that? So this is, how easy is this? Hi, Pat Fry. I hope your granddaughter's around. She's awfully cute. And, all right. So you see how you kind of clean it up? So, because sometimes it's really hard to get a good straight line. And sometimes the paint will run a little too much. Like, see this extra line right there? Watch me just take that off and neaten that up. So a little toothpick can make you look a whole lot better at this than you really are. But I love showing you what are the little behind the scenes secrets. Because the main thing is if I show you something, I want you to be able to feel successful at it. That is so, so important. Oh, and I have another tip to show you. Now see right here, part of that paint chipped off. No worries. Then just get your paint bottle, give it a little squeeze to prime it. You got to be real careful how much you squeeze. Like, see, that came out a little bit much. Now, where it came out too much, I can take my finger and kind of try to get the excess off. Or you can wait till it's dry and take your toothpick. But now look how messy. See how messy this one is? Well, watch. If I go in there, and I accidentally touched over there, so I accidentally scratched that just a little bit. So I just go in here and touch up that line. That easy. So anyway, I just thought I would show you. Oh, here's a place that got really messy. Right here. So I'm going to come in and scrape where it ran, because see, it ran together. Sometimes the paint, if I push too hard, it gets a little runny. And sometimes when you're using this toothpick, it kind of will go, it'll scrape a little bit of the wrong place. That's not a problem. If that happens, as soon as you're done cleaning up that area, then go back with your bottle and touch it gently. I'm kind of doing this in front of the camera, so it's a little harder for me to see. See how that is? Make sure, too, you sign and date your ornament, because we deserve to be remembered for all the effort we put into those. So I hope that kind of gives you a little hint. But this is so cheap to do. You can get the balls in a container pretty cheap. Then you can use whatever paint. They even have acrylic paint with a metallic in the shop for, in the craft store. I will personally not go into I'm not doing any shopping. I leave the house only by myself where I'm going to be by myself. So I put an order in from Michael's and paid $9.99, and they delivered it the same day. If you put the order in before 1 a.m, they'll deliver it to you. So, before 1 p.m, they'll deliver it that same day. So anyway, but these balls were, well, I think now the price was $11.99 for 25 of them. And then white acrylic paint. I bought it great big bottle for $2 and something, 8 ounces for $2. And it's been a perfect weight. This is Craft Smart, the brand. It has to be a little bit thicker weight paint to get the dot not to run too much. So this one's going to be something I do later, but I'm having a blast. I'm having a blast. Let me see. Oh, that's right. Having sweet potatoes too. Got to have sweet potatoes. So, all right. Let me take this over here. And here are the ornaments waiting to have. In fact, let me go ahead and show you how I put together. Since several of you liked the melted snowman, let me put one together for you and kind of show you how easy it is to do. Now, I would normally have to try to use some glue, but the paint inside is still a little wet. See it right down in there? So what I'm going to do, I'm using my sewing room, my long arm tweezers, and I'm going to get a nose from the group that I made out of polymer clay and baked them. And then I'm going to put this down like, whoops. I accidentally touched the wet paint with these tweezers. So and I know this is a quilting show, but you know, most quilters, I think, are a lot like me. We do all kinds of crafty, handy work. We love it. I sure wish I could get this one down, but it won't fit. All right, and then I'm going to take and drop in some of what's supposed to be the little, whoops, I didn't have this pointed down. You can't see it. Okay. I'm going to drop in what's supposed to be little lumps of coal for the eyes and the mouth. And I kind of drop them place them where they would have been before he melted. I know what the problem is. For some reason, that is not letting me release it easy enough. Okay, so I kind of just aim to drop it where the mouth would be. Okay, so that's good. Then I'm going to take a little stick that would be one of his arms, and I'll drop that in there. Make sure the sticks aren't too long because you kind of want it to go ahead and fall in. So, and I love the sticks that look like they have little bits of fingers on them. So now I need to pull this one back out and take some off of this. This one was a little too long. Okay, now I'll drop this back in here and drop this one in. Whoops. I know what's wrong with this. The finger's too long. Okay, and I try to drop the arms so they kind of cross just a little. So here you go. You've got your melted snowman. All right, so that's how I did that one. Oh, and here are the little spools that we used to make this little ornament. And these are great to have around for fellow quilters or sewers. All right. So now I'm going to take and put that back over there. Last week showed you some ornaments. Last week I showed you some ornaments that I had tried to put glue in and glitter. I was so tickled. Well, the glue never wanted to dry. So I told you, I went on internet and said, you know, how do you do glitter ornaments? They said, you use polyurethane. And they said, use water-based. And I know I've got some somewhere, but all I could find that day I was doing these, all I could find was the oil-based, or I guess urethane-based, the real polyurethane. But look what they did. Look at this. This is how you do a glitter ball. I mean, it is so beautiful. So you just pour a little bit of the polyurethane, water-based if you can, because I had to open the doors. This was right fragrant. Still is. And roll it around, then hold it over the can of it so the excess runs off. And then I used the extra microfine glitter and dropped it in, and it coats where the polyurethane is. Okay, let me show you this one. But you see how crisp and clear the glitter looks. right now you might, I don't know if you're seeing any, yeah, the white you're seeing is reflection. But isn't that, it's just beautiful. Okay. And this one, though, is the paint. Never mind. I know I have another. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I knew I had a third one of these. And I got the little samplers of glitter. And the reason I had to use multiple colors in some of these is because the samplers didn't have that much glitter in them. And that polyurethane really soaked up the glitter. So there. But anyway, they're really, really, really pretty. I don't know what else I'm going to do with them to kind of jazz it up. But I know one thing. If I do any dot painting, I won't make it that big because I want the glitter to be the star. So, all right. I think and remember I talked to you about wanting to commemorate this terrible, awful 2020. So I found these bisqueware unglazed ceramic discs and found this design, and I haven't done it yet. I should have done it this week. It was nice and warm, but I need to go outside and take the spray acrylic, clear acrylic sealer and seal these. Then hopefully I can put like a Mod Podge gloss over them. I'm afraid to just use that right on it right now because I'm afraid it'll make the inkjet printer paper run. So, oh, that's neat. I like that, Susan. So just maybe do an outline design, not fill it up quite so much. I like that. Yeah, I was thinking like this one, I want room to write to my daughter-in-law, to Nikki with love, Deb, and the year and stuff. So I don't want to do it all the way around because I want to leave room. But anyway, okay. So now let me grab a few more things. I told you I had a blast this week. I was happy, happy, happy. To those of you who might have come in a little late, I want to show you our group ornament. This is our group Christmas ornament. And you see it says Our Time to Quilt. And I just used some stick-on rhinestones and a sticker that Miss Bonnie had given me and snowflake stickers. You can get these stickers from the Dollar Store. Those are easy. All right, so I have a few more things to show you. Let me bring these closer now and get some of this other stuff out of the way. All right. All these balls rolling around. I got these little shelves. Somewhere I used to have a pasta dryer that I made with a bunch of dowel rods, but I got these shelves to try to hold all the ornaments because I made quite a few. Okay. And the one problem about the button ornament is it's going to take a strong branch to hold that one. It's a little heavy. All right. So I'm going to bring over my air dry clay, these frames, and my fabrics. And look at what these are. I wonder what these are. Okay. So now I'll move everything back so I have more space. Just getting a little crowded in here. All right. Mark came down. He's like, oh my gosh, Deb. I'm like, I know. They're works in progress. So, does anybody know what these are? And no, they're not huge gumballs. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, okay. Sure. Oh, Nadine was talking to Cheryl. I thought Cheryl was leaving. Oh, Golden Quilter. Hello, Nancy. She's our newest member. So nice to see you. Okay. What these are is, and there's one for each grandchild, and I'm going to put a little pack of chalk, multicolored chalk, to include with each of these. What they are is chalkboard paint ornaments, okay? And what I was going to use the clear plastic balls with them, but for a change, I decided to read the instructions. And the instructions said, use on porous surfaces. Oh, well, clear plastic balls aren't porous surfaces. So I ran back downstairs knowing that in my stash, I know I've got some foam balls. Of course I did. And I got these and I pulled out the little ornament attachment at the top that, that has the little ribbon on, pulled that out and then put these skewers in the bottom of it to secure it. And that way I could pour on some of the chalkboard paint and brush it on. And you have to do 2 coats and put it on thick enough to let it dry in between. So like you put a coat on, I would wait. They say wait an hour. I think it took, because it's hard on a ball to get it even, and some places were a little thick. So I would say 5 hours. Then put on the second coat. The next thing I'm supposed to do is take chalk and rub it all over the ball and wipe it off with a dry rag. That conditions it. And I'm going to take my paint bottle and I'm going to put each grandchild's name on it, the year, and I might put like draw little holly leaves or whatever. But I'm going to give them a little box of chalk and let them each year, they can decorate their own ornament for the tree. I just thought this was so cute. And it's foam balls I had. And now this, I think, was about $5 to buy the bottle of chalkboard. And it's Craft Smart. I got it from Michael's too. And chalkboard paint. I wish I could share it with you. I'll never use all of this. I used for all 7 balls. I'm lucky if I use this much of the bottle. So I wish I could share it, but anyway, here it is. So these came out really cute, and I made one for every grandchild and one for me. So, because, I'm a kid too. But anyway, those should be really cute. I've got to condition them now with the chalk, and then I'll write their names on it, and that'll be ready for them. But that was easy. And even Mark went, oh, that's a cool idea. So I got approval from Mark. Okay. Then, has anybody seen these kind of unusual frames? You can get these. This one, I probably got it from Joann Fabrics, and on sale it was probably 88 cents. No, actually I got this from the dollar store. So it was $1. Okay? Very cheap, just a little bit. All right. Now, this is where you're going to need to go into your stash. And when you go into your stash, you will cut pieces about this big. This is about 2 inches by maybe 9 inches. And you have to cut a mess of these. You will end up using about a yard of fabric to make this. But what you're going to do is you go in here. Let me bring the camera down. Thank goodness this is on that articulated arm. All right, so you go in and you put this like this, and you tie it. And when you bring it out, try to make the pretty side show. Hold it by the pretty side and pull it tight. Okay. Actually, this is a little bit too long, maybe about 7 to 8 inches. Let me see if I even have. Okay. Here, this is a shorter piece. Let me try this one. But what you're going to do is you saw how I just tied it just in a single loop like this. and tie it on, and then hold the pretty side so that when you tie it, it'll tighten down with the pretty side showing. Because this is going to be the front of the wreath right here. And pull it nice and tight. Do the same thing with this. And what you're going to do is, it is just something you can sit in front of the TV and do. Oh, you'd like to know how Mark is doing great. He is doing very good. He has done our grocery shopping. He goes at 6:30 in the morning, and he's just doing wonderfully. Okay, so you see how you do this? And this is a wonderful, easy project. And you just shove them tightly, keep putting them on. Keep pushing them. You can do it on 3 or all 4 of these rings. It depends on how full you want it. And next week, I'll have to show you the one I made. Like, you seen these? Yeah. Oh, selvages. What a cool idea. I want as much color as I can get on this. And I made one for each of my daughters and one for myself. And I used a Christmas print in like a turquoise. It's so pretty. It's up in my attic, so I will show you that. I will show you that next week. So anyway, but you just put them on all these rungs and you make them nice and tight. But you have to make them tight or they'll get kind of floppy. So that is how you make these. So I'll show you the finished one next week. But if you can get one of these frames and you just look in your stash, and it doesn't have to be Christmas fabric. It could be whatever fabric you would like to make it with. And in fact, I have this left over from a quilt that I made some years ago. This might have to be one that I work on tonight in front of the TV. And you know me, I will take, because I'm not going to sit down and cut all these little strips. That's too much like work. So what I'm going to do is just nip it at about 2 inches, and then I'll pull it. Because you know I love tearing fabric. In fact, I was supposed to show Polly this. This is the way you get a square, even line. Because fabric, especially natural fabrics, cottons or linens, will tear perfectly on the warp or the weft. So whether it's a straight grain or now they will not tear on a diagonal. But once I tear this strip, then I can come in here and say, oh, that looks like a good length. And I would try to keep them the same. Let me see if I got very close to keeping them the same. I was about a 1/2 inch off. So I think I'll pick a length that I like and cut them like this. So if you don't want to sit, and now if people lucky enough to have an AccuQuilter, they could probably do a rectangle, some kind of, I don't know, but this is easy to do. That way you can do it all right in your favorite chair in front of the television. Okay, so there we go. And because I've got this whole piece of fabric, and it's one of these cheap fabrics, so it's too stiff to be used in a quilt. But let me come back in now with this. I'll end up taking off the green fabrics, unless I wanted to leave those on like as if it were a ribbon on the wreath. But you just take and just tie a simple half hitch, and okay, make sure that you get that pretty fabric facing out before you tighten it down too much. It's your only chance to do it right. Now I'm going to put on enough for you so that you can see me start another row and see how that changes things. But have any of you ever made these? Oh, we love you too, Adele. Thank you. Yep. You can straight of the grain. What I think of the straight of the grain, it could. I don't know if it officially means either straight across or up and down. But the length of the fabric is the weft, and the width is, the length is the warp and the width is the weft. And either one, they're strong enough that you can tear. Okay, so then this will kind of get pushed out of the way. And it gets tricky when you get them nice and full to try to, it's good exercise for your fingers. So if you have too much arthritis, you may have to do this a little bit at a time. But so then you come in and you do that row. But then when they all get shoved together, they make a really pretty wreath. And blue, is my favorite color. So that's nice. But it'll end up being all full and you'll have a nice big wreath. So there you go. So I think I'm going to take this upstairs with me and finish it. I think I've got just enough fabric to finish it. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, Ricky Timms. I remember seeing him do that knee trick. Yes, he does, because he'll tear long bits at a time. This is air dry clay by Crayola. And I read on the instructions, it's just like other clay, except it has been formulated to dry by air. What I'm going to do with this, and I'll have to show you the finished next week, I'm going to make, and always put the top on immediately, because it makes sense, people, that if it dries by air, if you leave it uncovered, you're going to ruin it. And I've had that for a year. I got it last year for Christmas. But I'm just going to take and condition it a little bit back and forth. This is really good for arthritis, unless yours is at the stage where it does too much damage. But for me, having osteoarthritis, it really keeps my hands limber. I was having a problem with this joint, and my hand, I couldn't lay my hand flat. But now that I've been doing all the paper bead rolling, I forgot to bring those down. I've done a quarter of a whole nother gallon bag. Mark said, "Hon, you're addicted." Now, what I was going to tell you, if you have cookie cutter, Christmas cookie cutters, it would make this really easy. But what I'm going to do is I want to make some gingerbread men. And what I saw, she's running upstairs to get hers. Oh, she is so cute. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something, girlfriend. Jamie, you hold on to that little girl, because she is precious. And I'm sure, like any children, they'll work on your nerves some days. But my gosh, mine are now 40. My daughters are 42 and 39. I don't get to play with them like I used to. One's up in Maryland on the Eastern Shore. The other one has started a new life for herself down here in Lexington. And we email every day and text. But I would love nothing better than to be able to sit and do this kind of stuff with them, because we always loved crafts. But what I'm going to do is I am going to make a little gingerbread man. And once I make this little gingerbread man, I'm going to let him dry. And then I'm going to paint him with acrylic paint, so I'll get the right shade of gingerbread. And then I'm going to take and make a little mask for him, because I saw these in an idea thing, and it was so cute. And it'll be another little COVID kind of thing, But I'm going to make this out to be like a chunky, fat little gingerbread man cookie. And then he'll have to air dry for a couple of days. And then I'll paint him, and then I'll use paint to do the little like squiggle icing and the eyes. And then try to figure out how I'm going to make. I saw them online with a little blue mask like the ones you buy. Maybe what I'll do, don't forget to bling up yet. But anyway, I'm kind of working on getting my little gingerbread man shape. And then I'll get it, I'm going to try to make it look like it was a baked cookie. So I'll look at a picture of a baked one and kind of get it down just right. Oh, Mary, I have heard of that. I have heard of that. That's really hard. It must be very tough. I'm sorry about that. That's when your like middle finger pulls down and oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I noticed that when my joints will flare up, that gets really tricky. And it's like I kind of massage, put them in warm water, and then I try to stretch them back out. With this one, I mean, it still dropped down a little. See how it's dropped down a little? But I would take and just kind of gently stretch because it's hard. I know a wonderful lady who has really bad arthritis in her hand, the rheumatoid arthritis, and her little fingers have kind of frozen now. And her doctor said, you can't garden anymore because your fingers are so prone to breaking. I felt so bad for her. That would be hard for me to give up my gardening. So anyway, you kind of see what I'm getting at with the little gingerbread. It's looking too much like a star. So I have to lengthen his body whoops. Don't pull the clay apart. Did she come down with her clay? Did Crystal? Oh. So anyway, make sure it looks like a little gingerbread man. And then I'm going to have to totally smooth him out. And I'm like a little monkey. I have to look at a picture to see, okay, what kind of things would make it look like a little baked one. Hi, Robin. How are you? We love looking at that flower you did with the petals, and that's fascinating. So, okay. So anyway, but you get an idea. I'm going to make several one for each of my kids and one for Mark and I. Make sure you make the body long enough. I think I made the head too big and I'm going to have to work on stretching the body. But yes, and you know what? I'm going to look and see if I have a gingerbread man cutter, because that way you just take a roller. I can use the roller I use with my polymer clay, roll it out, cut it with a gingerbread man cutter, and then you have it. And then, oh, she has her clay. Okay. No, that's so sweet. Your mama's looking. And then once you lay these out, and the nice thing about the air dry clay is you lay it out and let it do its thing. And then when it's fully dry, then you paint it. Now, I thought you could even consider, I've never done this, so I'm warning you, but can you mix some brown paint, acrylic paint, with the clay and then do it? But I didn't know, and I didn't have a chance to try it before this. But that might be kind of cool too. Probably be really messy for your hands. But anyway, so here's my little gingerbread man, and I'm going to lay him out and let him dry. Next week, you'll see him. But I'm going to use the acrylic paint to do like the little icing on him, the like little icing here and here and here, And I might even make some polymer clay raisins to put on him. Don't want to use real raisins because I don't want anything spoiling on the tree. But I love this air dry clay. I mean, you can just do just about anything. AccuQuilt. Oh, now I'm not sure, but I wouldn't want to run it through my machine, but that's cute. But anyway, okay. So I'm going to sit him here. But I just thought it looked so cute to have the little mask. And I'll just have to get, I'll use, for the string of the mask, I'll use pearl cotton. And then maybe I'll just cut out a little blue piece of material and kind of just hot glue it with the little strings and put that on him. And I thought people would get a kick. You suggest paint after dry. That's what I was worried. Thank you, Linda. I was worried about that because I said, you're adding another whole set of chemicals to this air dry clay. And I don't know what exactly makes it work. All right. Last week, I also showed you the pipe cleaner and the beads. If you have grandkids, This is a wonderful way for them to learn how to string beads, especially if they're young. And then you can take and you can turn, like take two pipe cleaners, turn it into a star. You can make the little wreaths, but pipe cleaners and pony beads are easy peasy and will look really pretty. Then I haven't made one myself yet. Oops. What did I do? I had some I have some colored popsicle sticks, and I must have moved them out of the way for now. But I saw some cute little Christmas trees, and Mark probably has some kind of plier that can easily nip them, because you take the colored popsicle sticks and you break them or cut them to make a Christmas tree shape. Then you take some of those pony beads and you glue them on as ornaments. Then you take a piece of a pipe cleaner and you make a gold star at the top. So I will show those to you next week also. So I did the wreath, showed you, and I think I was talking to you earlier, but I, in the past, have bought little things from Walmart or a craft store, and I could take time and use acrylic paint to paint this for somebody, a gift for a friend. So those are a good thing you can check with. And I don't know why I bought all of these, but I have these wooden form Christmas trees and snowmen. And I bought a bunch of, I just saw something in the bottom here I didn't realize I had. I got a bunch of these snowmen. I better start painting them for people. But you know what? If you paint this and you take your time and you do a nice job, then you seal it, that's a nice little gift. Put it in the mailbox for the mailman. Put it on the garbage, out with, in a little bag near the garbage can, not garbage bin for them. So what I wanted to show you is in the bottom of this, I have a bunch of thread spools. And you know what? If you have these and you wrap them with a little bit of fabric and you saw me glue them on, then you take a hot glue gun and glue them all together, you've got lovely little gifts to leave or to give to. I have a little girl next door who loves to come over and say hi. Well, wouldn't it be nice if I painted her a little snowman or a Christmas tree? So look around your craft, because I don't know if you're like me, we accumulate things over the years and they sit there year after year after year. Well, this is the year I decided, let's do something with this stuff. And even if I use it all up, I can buy new. It's okay. I know where to get this stuff. So I just wanted to show you ideas. I am not going to be able to spend any time in the holidays with my kids. The COVID numbers are out of control. And we're not near a vaccine enough yet to take any chances. And we've already lost 250,000 people, and it's going up. I mean, exponentially. It's out of control. So what I've decided to do, because I don't want to get depressed, I love the holidays. I am going to craft the heck out of these holidays. I am going to put my mask on and go buy myself a Christmas tree and go buy myself a real Christmas tree and real garland, and I'm going to put it everywhere. I'm going to decorate that tree within an inch of its life. I'm going to put more lights on that tree than I've ever put on a tree before, even if I have to buy some more, because I know where they sell them and I can order them online. But I am going to decorate the heck out of this house. I've got some panels for Christmas that I've been meaning to make my kids. I'm going to decorate those. I am going to glue sequins and beads on anything that doesn't move. I'm going to paint anything that doesn't move. Watch out, dogs. I'm warning you. If you stay still, you're going to get decorated. But I have decided that my answer to this stupid COVID mess that we're in, I mean, the worst numbers in the whole world. I'm going to enjoy myself. And you know what? I can Zoom with my kids and I'm going to show them all the crazy things. But before then, I'm going to have a big box of all my corny, tacky ornaments to mail all of them. And we're just going to have fun. I probably would. I probably exactly would. I am going to be the National Lampoon where he plugs in the house and the power goes out everywhere. But this is my way of combating it. And if I stay busy enough, then I won't be as sad that I can't be. I can't hold my 3-month-old grandchild I've yet to ever see in person. I'm just going to stay so busy making all kinds of corny stuff and mailing it till the last minute. So watch out. If you're not careful, you might get something. But you know what? That's the way I am going to handle this stupid COVID mess. I don't want to gain my weight back. So if I do Christmas baking, which I'm thinking about, I'm going to have to mail it to the kids because I need to keep losing weight, not gaining any. But anyway, but let's just have fun. Let's go out there. I can't be with my kids, but you know what? I can be a kid again. And I'm already thinking, what do I want Santa to get me? And I'm going to write my list. And don't forget that Jacquard paint, that Lumiere paint. I am going to ask Santa in a big way, please get me these Lumiere paints by Jacquard. And here is, oh my gosh, I have used these so much. And even if you're going to B. Hepworth does beautiful cards now. Her thing is, well, I'm home with COVID. I'm going to make birthday cards for people, Christmas cards for people instead of going and buying them. These would be perfect. These would be perfect. And you can order the stuff online so you don't even have to leave the safety of your home to get them. So, and I think I said a sampler pack of 8 or 9 was like between $13 and $15. So it's not horribly expensive, because that's one thing I'm always careful about. In fact, the other night, what's the name of the shop? It's something like I Need Fabric, and it's an offshoot of a sewing machine repair or sewing machine service parts and repair company. And, where is it? And the other night, right now, they're having their Black Friday sale. And come on, Deb. I know, hold on. I want to give the name of the company to you if you don't mind, because I like to pass on good deals when I see them. All right. Okay, let me see if I can find it. I've got the name here. I just have to find it. Not yet. Okay, must be in my inbox. And hold on 1 second. Sometimes it's hard for me to actually read. Okay. I Need Fabrics. And ineedfabric.com. No capital letters, no spaces. ineedfabric.com. You might want to check them out. I've never gotten an order in from them yet, so I can't really tell you, what they're like. But the other night, I'm sitting up, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and the house is quiet, and up pops a thing saying, and let me write it down too. Yeah, we got to do something to fill our heart with joy. I Need Fabric.com. And if Crystal makes anything with her clay, send Deb a picture so I can show it online. Okay, here it is. ineedfabric.com. And they're having their Black Friday sale. And I thought it just meant that day only. They had 108-inch wide backing for $6.99 a yard and $7.99 a yard. So I ordered 15 yards. I got colors that I needed, like black, gray, dark green. Oh, good, Jamie. Thank you. I would love to show the things she does. So I ordered a bunch of yards because $6.99 and $7.99 a yard. And I figured with the 108-inch wide fabric, if I get 3 yards, I can do any size quilt. So I'm really, really happy. When that comes in, I can't wait to show you. And then that way I'll be able to say, this is the quality of the fabric, whatever. But with that size order, there was no shipping fees. That's always a plus. All right. Now, I have a thing to show you, a hint. Okay. If you're like me, we not only make quilts, we make totes, tote bags, sewing, soft-sided sewing cases to carry supplies in. Well, while you're getting, is Nadine scooting out? Because take care, Nadine. Oh, there she is. Yes. Have a great week, and everyone take care of themselves. But I'm saying that to Nadine because she over there, it's quite late. All right. When you get stuff through the mail, check the boxes for something you can recycle or reuse. This is that foam sheeting. This stuff is great in a tote bag. You can wrap it around cardboard and then fabric to make the stiffener for the bottom of the tote. You can put it inside, sew it right inside the walls of bags like makeup bags you might make. Anything to give it a little stiffness. And this is free. And I have personally used this in little totes and little bags, and it works great. So anyway, just the hint of the day, you look through your shipping stuff and see. I've used bubble wrap to do as like a stamp for dyed fabrics. So there's some good things you can use. I'm not trying to tell you to hoard, but I love trying to find something that can have a second life. All right. Now let's go see your photos because I love your photos. I love seeing what you're working on, and you inspire me every day. Every day. I mean, y'all have been wonderful. And especially when I was recovering from my surgery, it was so nice to have your pictures that kind of kept me encouraged. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Okay, here we go. Let's go to photos. We're going to start with Miss Alexis. She loves doing hand embroidery, does a beautiful job with it. She's got the soul of an artist and the mind of an engineer. So she really enjoys taking the time to do it right. And look at this. Isn't that amazing? She bought this neat fabric, and now she's going to be putting a design on it to get ready to embroider. And when she embroiders something, her stitches are so perfect. So she's working out her design, and as she works on that, I will keep you posted. Okay. Oh, and I've got to show you 2 quilts I'm going to work on. This is Miss B. Hepworth's, and she sent me some pictures of things she had done, special deliveries. So I'm really curious to see. Here is the Christmas card she made using her stash of fabrics. Is that beautiful? Machine applique. I mean, it's just wonderful. On to probably cardstock. And so here, I think she makes these for grandchildren or something and oh, no, these are babies that are going to be born. So this is really cool. I love her ingenuity and talent. Oh, keep your photos coming, ladies. We love them. Miss Bonnie has been so productive. I tell you what, she was a good worker at the university because this woman is inspiration on steroids. And she just goes. This is a quilt that several of us are trying to do, and it's called La Fleur. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Then here is a Christmas quilt, a rail fence. This is rail fence three. This is a four-piece rail fence. And you just turn it opposite ways, and then it gives a wonderful secondary design. So she finished that top, and that's wonderful. That's, I think, her second Christmas thing. This is a quilt she's found, a pattern, and she's thinking about working on this in the coming year. It is exquisite. And I believe she likes to do applique by machine, which is right smart because she will actually get hers finished. I have so much hand applique in progress. All right, let's see what Miss Cheryl. Oh, yeah, I wanted to show you these again because Cheryl just makes me smile, whether it's her funny things that she sends to the site or her quilts. Look at the 3D pie crust. Look at that. Is that amazing? She just, whatever she comes into her mind, she does. It is amazing. And look at this cow. Oh, that cow's got to be named Daisy or Rosie. Isn't that sweet? That just makes you so happy. And here's a wonderful cross stitch she did for her family. A very talented, busy lady. I can tell that she loves having her own place where she can do all kinds of things. I've got some new baby photos. Let me see if I can find them. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, no, go back to this. I forgot I made a new folder for them, and I call it live stream folder. Okay, my newest grandson, Donnie, just got baptized, and of course, I wasn't able to be there. And there he is with my son, his father. And he is 3 months old. He's a big one, isn't he? They have big babies. And then this is my daughter, Katie, who lives on the Eastern Shore, who came. And she came just to the church, not afterwards to the family home, because, we have to be so careful now. So that's brother and sister and Donnie. Let me see. What else? Little Russell became tired and frustrated at being inside the church. So Katie volunteered very quickly. I'll take him outside and keep him busy. And because that way she got to spend time with him, which she thought that was intensely more interesting than what was going on inside. And I love it. And they went and looked at cars and colors and counted things. And there he is eating his little snack. So then this is a compilation picture my daughter-in-law made. This was my son when he was 6 weeks old. And this is now him with his son who was 3 months old. And it's cute to see the similarities, isn't it? I love that. Oops. It wasn't. Okay, this is my daughter-in-law, Nikki, holding Donnie and my son. Oops. Wait a minute. There they are, too. Nikki and Chris holding Donnie. I love his little suit. And this is, let me see if I can get this to play. I made this about 2 years ago at my local PBS station, and it was a commercial for EastEnders.
Thank you for supporting EastEnders on UNC TV.
Now let me see, I can turn it up for you to be able to hear. Hold on. Oh, come on, not that. Okay, let me turn this up.
Thank you for supporting EastEnders on UNC TV.
So I thought they started running them again, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I have got to show, I've got to show this to the group. And here's another photo of my son and his wife and Donnie. And this must be, I think this is his aunt and uncle-in-law, who must be the godparents. So that's very sweet. So Donnie's not going to know who these people were in these masks, but at least they were safe. Okay, that's it for Deb. So now let's see. I'll go. Miss Diane 57's got a photo. She made a sewing machine cover, which I love. Look at this. Boy, I love the fabric and the colors. Way to go, Miss Diane. Beautiful, beautiful job. Okay. And let me, Diana Wright has been a cooking fool this week. I tell you what, I think sometimes I gain 5 pounds just looking at her photos. Look at this. I think it's a chocolate peanut butter pie or something like that. Looks wonderful. And you know, she's so busy, she doesn't gain any weight. That is a working hard lady, let me tell you. Then look at this French bread she made. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. Maybe I can figure out how to go live with her one day instead of a nursing home, because, and these are called hillbilly pierogies. So I'm sure they are amazing. Okay. And look at these. Oh my gosh. Do they look good or what? So she's a very good cook. Okay. Now we're going to go to, here's a photo of deer. It's mating season in Texas. Look at that buck. So that's a cool picture, seeing that. All right, and then let's go look at her quilts, because she's been busy doing quilts for other people, quilts for herself. This is a pattern from Edita Sitar, and that is going to make an amazing quilt. It looks very complicated and time-consuming, but absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, I'm starting to recognize the look of an Edita Sitar. It truly is beautiful. Look at this one. This is another Edita Sitar that she worked on recently. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, here is a quilt she did for a customer. I think she finished it at 3 a.m. She is a hard worker. And then here is a Pat Sloane quilt she's working on. How cute is that? This is an Alex Anderson quilt she did. I tell you what, we lovingly call her the Energizer Bunny, because you've never seen anybody quite as busy. Here is that customer quilt she worked on. She does beautiful, beautiful quilting. If you ever want a really special quilt done, please contact Miss Diana Wright, Wright, and she's near Paris, Texas, and she is an amazing quilter, amazing quilter. So I would give her a quilt that was show worthy to quilt, because she's that good. Okay, this is, I think, another customer quilt. All right. And then here is an Edita Sitar fabric bundle. Beautiful work, beautiful. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? So she's, got projects she works on for herself and does a whole lot. Oh, look at her snowman quilt. That is so cute. That is precious. And right now, I'm still in my blue phase for Christmas. So I love it. All right, now we're going to show you Miss Jody. You won't believe, the other day I was looking for designs to do on Christmas ornaments. And this is her rendering of a Van Gogh Starry Night. And I saw a Christmas ornament that was the Starry Night design. And I thought, oh, I wish I could get that for But it was $66. So I just sent her a picture of it to show her. But this is her progress on the Starry Night quilt. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. That is phenomenal. And it's something to treasure. Oh my goodness. I think she said she might frame it and put it up. That's so beautiful. Way to go. Way to go, Miss Jody. Oops, there's another. Yeah. So anyway, pretty amazing. Yeah, it looks like is it? No, maybe not quite been bound yet, but that's amazing. Beautiful work, hon. Beautiful. So anyway, she's very talented, and I want to make sure that she enters the show because she's definitely got so much to offer. And this Alinda has given us a tutorial on making these wonderful creative pieces. And I think this is the one she made for her sister. And this, I think, or is this her sister's? One she made for herself, one she made for her sister. And I complimented her on making something for her sister because you know what? As quilters, so often we give everything away. She told me how she makes these, and she takes and stamps them onto the fabric, then takes floss and stitches them. So she's got chickadee, cardinal, blue jay, and what beautiful little ornaments, little gifts she can make for people. And look at this one. Is this fascinating? And you know what? These are a lot of fun, and they really spark the imagination. And some days when you don't feel like sitting at a sewing machine, grab all your little bits and go sit and just create. I think it's fabulous. And then look at these. She painted these. They look like they were either wooden hearts or bisque hearts. And look at the beautiful. I mean, she is a true artist. These are absolutely beautiful. Beautiful little treasures. And I'm so glad she signed them. Then she used to work making glass ornaments and beads and things. I mean, look at that talent. I said, my gosh, I don't think there's anything she can't do. But she used to, her job was to make these. They're just beautiful. They look like little icicle drops. Just beautiful. Isn't that something? They look like they could melt. They're so clear and gorgeous. Way to go, Linda. Thank you for sharing that with us, hon. I mean, some of you are just so talented. You blow me away. I am learning more from you than I could ever teach you. Look at this Christmas quilt Miss Nadine made. Love, love, love it. In fact, let me enlarge that so you can see it better. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? I love Nadine's heart. She reminds me of somebody I know very well. She's very much in touch with her inner child, and everything is such a joy. And I love that she shares that joy with us. Look at the way she quilted those trees to give them texture. Look at those snowflakes. Wow. I love it. This is called ribbon candy quilting. I love it. Oh, look at the echo quilted gingerbread man. Yes, I do need to make my gingerbread man's body a little longer. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Look at this angel. Oh. Let me see if I can turn it around. There you go. Now you can see it. Isn't that wonderful? And she gave it a look of trapunto. Nice and puffy. Beautiful. Beautiful. Figure eights. Oh. Then she took a picture of these cows in a field near her home. She loves taking pictures first thing in the morning because she said it just reminds her that the beautiful world is still here. Even though we might be having a tough time with COVID, there's still a beautiful world here. And look at these kitty quilts she made. Aren't they the cutest? And she made them in honor of her own kitties. And look, isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. That is so cute. I might be at the end. Let me see. Yep, that was the last from Miss Nadine. Now let's see where we're going. Nancy, our new golden quilter. Okay, look at what she woke up to the other day. Oh my goodness. She lives in Colorado, and you know how it is in Colorado. If you're missing snow, wait 5 minutes. It's coming. But isn't that beautiful? I say it's beautiful, but I'm not sure I'm ready for snow yet. You want to see a magical creative space? Look at us. Isn't that wonderful? Just lovely. It just makes you want to go in and make something very special. So thank you, Nancy, for sharing those with us. It was wonderful. Okay, I think that was it for her too. And now Patricia Fry, her cutie pie granddaughter was here. And of course, before her granddaughter comes, she has to make her something. How lucky is that little girl? And I love her treadle machine sitting back there. Wow. And then look what she made for her grandchildren. I think it was last year. Wonderful advent calendars. I think she sent that to kind of keep me going towards getting my grandson's advent calendars done. So thank you, Patricia. Okay, now Polly has been busy. She ordered some fabric and got it in. I mean, new fabric buys are so special. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the purples and the pinks and the greens, and wonderful. Look at this one. I'm curious what she's going to do with that one. That's great. Okay. Now, we've got some Christmas blocks from Miss Cheryl. Look at these wonderful blocks. There's something about red and green that makes you smile, isn't there? Oh, that's pretty too. Look at that paisley fabric. And look at this. I think this is one of those twisted block quilts. That looks like fun. Way to go, Miss Cheryl. Way to go. All right. Now we have two Cheryls, a C Cheryl and an S Cheryl. Okay. Here is, just to show you again, because every time I see it, I can't believe it. She finished her curved log cabin. Finished meaning quilted and bound. Beautiful job. And this is Miss Sonia's. She does immaculate work. Immaculate work. Way to go. Way to go, Miss Sonia. All right. And then, the last thing from our dear Susan, who is a tester for Quilt Pattern Magazine. And look at this amazing quilt she made. I mean, can we say flying geese on steroids? That is amazing. And I really like the pattern. I love the way it kind of plays around. And that is really, really nice. So way to go, Miss Susan. Good job for testing that. It's fun to be a quilt tester. I was no good at it, but it is fun to be a quilt tester. And the reason I was no good at it is I don't like reading all the directions. I read the cutting dimensions, go straight to putting it together by the pictures. So I found, that's not what she needed. She needed me to read it and make sure she had written the directions right. So I finally had to say, I'm sorry, but I have to resign as a quilt tester because I'm no good at it. So those are wonderful. And it's good to see that she's actually good at it. Her and Miss Bonnie and Susan are great at it. Miss Bonnie's been doing it for a while, so that's wonderful. Thank you so much for all your photos. Before we go, I want to show you two things. And hold on just a second. I have been looking for a new project to start. And being me, I probably wanted to start two at once. And so, remember I told you I had some beautiful fabric that I had gotten from gift certificates called I think it's Figlio, and it's beautiful. It's got all kinds of metallics, just gorgeous. My favorite color. I wanted to make an Art Deco quilt. So I saved a folder full of Art Deco images and then sat down one night. I stayed up till after 4 in the morning, and I designed a quilt. You want to see it? This is what I designed. And I'm not sure what to do about this. I don't like that, so I think I'm going to turn those around. But this is the quilt. Oh, yes, you see my Grinch? I love that. This is the quilt I designed. So now what I have to do is figure out how the fabric I have will work with this. So this is what I have at that point. Then I have been looking around for a Christmas quilt to work on. I want something relatively easy. And so I looked around and found this on Etsy. It was for sale. This block was for sale for $3.75. It was an automatic download, so I didn't have to pay shipping or anything. So I think this was a very good buy, to buy this woman's pattern making and instructions for making this quilt. I never would have thought, and this, yes, can I look at a block like that and figure out, can I look at a block like that and figure out how to make it and how to cut it? Sure I can, but this is what I would have missed. See these corners? I was just going to cut out those blocks. Well, guess what she did? She has a way of making it extremely easy to make them. Sew these up as units, sew these up, put them together, slice it down the middle each way, and you've got your corner blocks. How easy is that? So if you're interested in this, oh boy. And she says too, very important, read through the instructions before you begin. Important. Okay. I will have to find this and write it down bottom. Christmas quilt block poinsettia. And unfortunately, it doesn't have her name, but I will write it in the bottom if you're interested. But for $3.75, that was a great buy. And it supports the people who care enough to design these quilt blocks and to think of new and easier ways to make them. So thank you. And I will give you her information. Also, once I have figured out how exactly I'm going to do this quilt, then if you are a viewer of this show, I will send you this pattern for free. Okay? So let me work out the kinks first, and then I will be giving that away free. So, okay, well, I need to write down before I forget to send you the Christmas pattern maker's name and Etsy address. Christmas pattern designer and address, and I'll put it down below. All right. So, I'm going to be working on the last few Christmas decorations for this year and show you the final next week. And then I'll be working on my grandson's advent calendars, and I'll be working on these two quilts, the Art Deco one and the Christmas one. And I guess I'll do things around the house too, like I do need to clean the bathrooms. This week I was really proud of myself. I dusted the house and dust mopped the house, and Mark did the vacuuming. I'm not quite ready for running a vacuum right now, so I'll get there. But it felt so good to actually clean. And so I'm back to doing most of my regular chores now, and still paper bead folding, still trying to keep my hands busy at all times. So I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if any of you watched The Crown, but it's back on. Very exciting on Netflix. And what's going on with Oh, Susan, you dear heart. Susan has written in the information for that Etsy my purchase. Susan, oh, what would we do without you, darling heart? So what happened to Michelle, though? I hope whatever was going on, that she's staying safe. I can't believe Susan found that listing. That is so phenomenal. She absolutely found it. So now I can say it's from So Fresh Quilts. And I'll still put it at the bottom because that's important for any of you who aren't watching it live. And the maker's name is Lorna McMahon. Lorna McMahon is the owner and designer of So Fresh Quilts. Thank you so much. $3.75. It's on sale right now. And the best thing is, soon as you pay for it, you get the download key, print it out, and you've got it in your hands. I mean, 5 minutes. Couldn't get any easier than that. And I do look for that a lot because usually if I'm thinking about it, I want to start right then. So, in fact, I've already started to make one test block. So I'll show you that next week too. So thank you so much, Susan. So Fresh Quilts, Lorna McMahon. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And she has an Etsy shop. And Susan gave you that little link. And I will make sure that I also put a link for those of you who come and see this later. But I looked and looked and looked, and that block caught my attention. And I know now I go with that. If it catches my attention, boom, I jump on it. Because, you can kind of get lost down the rabbit hole looking for patterns and thinking somehow that the perfect pattern has to be out there. I don't put that much pressure on myself anymore. So I want to thank every one of you for being here. It was wonderful. Please send me photos of what you're working on. Do you have any Christmas ornaments you've made? We'd love to see them. I got my mojo back making Christmas ornaments because I think I told y'all a couple weeks ago. I don't know. I just couldn't get back to my Deb, and these ornaments have brought my happiness back. So, everyone, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And no matter what you eat, even if it's McDonald's, I don't care. Even if it's wonderful Chinese food, I don't care. Have a great Thanksgiving. And whoever you are able to be with safely and see, enjoy that. And if you have to do like me and have a Zoom meeting with your kids, enjoy that too. And we're just going to hang in here until we can get past this. So, and my Mark, he works for Pepsi, and he was sent a really nice Thanksgiving kit from Hickory Farms. I said, oh, I might have to help you with that one. So anyway, everyone, you're the best. Please do something good just for yourself this week. And if you can't do that, make an ornament for someone else. So y'all take care. Have a great week. Susan, I can't tell you what it meant to see you today. And it's not the same without you. It never will be. So everyone, oh my gosh, you have snow. Oh my goodness. So everyone, take good care of yourself. And I will see you next week. Okay? Bye-bye, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Have a good one. Stay safe. Stay home. Bye-bye, everybody. Mwah. Bye-bye, Diana. Diane 57. Bye, sweetheart. Bye-bye.